Live and stream. This is KSL News at 4.
Good afternoon. People are gathering in downtown Salt Lake City, paying their respects to the late president of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, Russell M. Nelson.
President Nelson died at age 101 after leading the church for nearly 8 years. News specialist Daniel Woodruff is outside the conference center where a public viewing has been going all day. Daniel, has been busy out there?
It has. There's been a pretty good crowd of people all day today. The viewing began at 9 this morning. It runs through 8 this evening. Inside the conference center here, it is a quiet, somber setting. President Nelson's casket is open, and people can walk by and briefly pay their respects. Of course, many of the people who are going through this today did not know President Nelson personally, but they revered him as a prophet and the leader of their church, and they wanted to come and take part in this public opportunity to say goodbye.
It was just beautiful, and it's so peaceful. He was such a wonderful man. He brought peace to the world, and he brought happiness. And he was just like everybody's father and grandfather. You just felt his love for you. And we're going to miss him.
He made it sound easy to live the gospel, that it was just simple to do that. I think about how he, the bridges that he made with other congregations, other churches, and just to love everyone. That's his whole thing, was to love everyone. Don't have to agree with them, but you love everyone.
Now, the viewing will wrap up tonight at 8 o'clock, and then tomorrow at noon here at the conference center, President Nelson's funeral is set to take place, and that's open to the public as well. Back to you.
All right, Daniel Woodruff live for us. Thanks, Daniel. Well, President Nelson's funeral tomorrow is open to the public, as Daniel just mentioned, but you will need tickets. You can watch our coverage leading up to the funeral starting at 11 o'clock.
All right, we have fire watch to get to tonight here. Cherry Fire in Utah County was mapped by air crews over the weekend here, giving firefighters maybe a better idea of what they are up against. Current size is down from initial estimates, now 540 acres with 63% containment. U.S. Forest Service says that the rain over the weekend helped firefighters significantly. However, there is still active heat around the edges. All evacuation levels have been lifted. Fire managers will open the right-hand fork of Hobble Creek as soon as it is safe. The cause, though, still under investigation.
Many Salt Lake families are overwhelmed.
Thousands of people gather in downtown Salt Lake City for a public viewing for Russell M. Nelson, the late president of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Live and streaming. This is KSL News at 5.
Good evening. They have a... What a scare. All right, Alex, thank you. Despite heavy rain this weekend, the Cherry Fire in Utah County still burning more than 540 acres. Firefighters have contained 63% of it, mostly on the west and the south portions of that fire. This fire here not threatening any buildings at the moment. The right-hand fork of Hobble Creek is still closed. The cause of the wildfire is also being investigated.
All right, let's check in with Brett Benson now. Brett, I'm finally cycled safely.
Latter-day Saints paying their respects to President Russell M. Nelson after the 101-year-old died at his home in Salt Lake.
President Nelson led the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints for nearly 8 years, but he was a familiar face to members for decades before that.
Yeah, news specialist Daniel Woodruff live outside the conference center, which is how some people are remembering him. Daniel?
Well, in terms of how they're remembering him, Mike and Debbie, one person told me that as they walked by President Nelson's open casket today here at the conference center, that they were reminded of his frequent teaching to love one another. Another person told me that as they were in the viewing, they thought about his legacy of following Jesus Christ.
He helped me be a better person. Just every time that he would speak, I would feel inspired to be a better person and to help my neighbor or to serve somebody. And so I feel like that was the biggest thing for me in his life, was I learned how to be a better servant of Jesus Christ and a better disciple here on the earth. So.
That's Jessica Bianco from Linden, who brought her children and nieces and nephews to the viewing this afternoon. As people have gone through the conference center inside, it's quiet and somber. President Nelson's casket is on an upper floor of the building here where people can pass by, take a look, and pay their respects. It's an emotional time for some who are here, whether they knew President Nelson or not. They feel like they did know him, as he was a top leader in the church for many years. Now, the viewing has been going all day long. It began at 9 o'clock this morning. It runs through 8 this evening, and it is open to the public, and we expect more people will show up here this evening to pay respects to President Nelson before it concludes. Daniel Woodruff, live at 5.
Yeah, a lot of people felt that personal connection to him. Daniel, thank you. Tomorrow, President Nelson's funeral, as well as any traffic alerts.
Well, it has been a busy evening in downtown Salt Lake City as people attend the public viewing for the late president of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. President Russell M. Nelson died at age 101. His viewing today comes before his funeral tomorrow. News specialist Daniel Woodruff is live outside the conference center where there's still a line of people going through. Daniel?
Yeah, Debbie, we've seen a steady stream of people here all throughout the day today. The viewing runs through 8 o'clock this evening, and it is open to the public. Inside the conference center here, it is a quiet, somber setting as people slowly walk by President Nelson's open casket, which is on an upper floor of the building. Some told me today it was touching to be so close to him, somebody they revered as a prophet who led the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints since 2018. But even before he became the president of the church, President Nelson was well known to church members. He was first called as an apostle back in 1984.
We definitely miss him. We actually did get to see him recently at the Syracuse Temple open house, and we were able to tell him that we loved him, and he said that he loved us too. And I felt that love today when I saw him. We'll miss him, but we know he's with the Lord.
I feel like it's a really cool experience I got to experience. It's definitely something I'd remember for the rest of my life, for sure.
We've seen families like that one here together at the viewing. We've seen others who have come by themselves. Definitely, though, an emotional and touching time for people as they say goodbye to President Nelson. This is just the first part of that, obviously. Today is the public viewing, and then tomorrow, President Nelson's funeral takes place here at the conference center at noon. It's also open to the public, although you do need tickets. You can watch it right here on KSL. Back to you.
All right, Daniel, yes, we will start our coverage at 11 o'clock. Thanks for that update this evening. Well, it was a historic weekend for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. For the